So we're making cottage pie. I've got some mashed potato on the go. When I say mashed potato on the go, I'm baking some potatoes that I'm making mash with. So without further ado, I've got 500 grams of good mince. This is 5% mince from the butcher's. Generally get better quality. It's in a bag like this. I tend to vac pack. I'm sure many of you will have seen before. I tend to put things in vac pack bags and keep them in the fridge. It just prolongs the life. It keeps longer, and if I freeze them, they freeze a lot better. So without further ado, I've got a tablespoon and a half ish of oil in the pan. I'm just using a groundnut oil. In with my mince. Don't forget the bits and pieces coming out of there. There we are. Right, and I'm just going to start breaking that up. So just quickly going through the ingredients that we've got for the cottage pie. I'll have to switch this on. I'll bring you a bit further over as well. There we go. Well, we'll scoot over a touch. There we go. So yeah, quickly running through the ingredients. I've got onion, one onion. I've got one carrot, medium to large carrot. Well, actually, probably a medium carrot. I've got some tomato puree. I've got some herbs. I've got some thyme and some rosemary. It's not all going in there. Don't worry there. I've also got some chicken stock that I made fresh myself. Red wine. I've got and some Worcestershire sauce. And pretty much that's all there is to it. It's quite a simple dish to do. I think most things are. It's just process. When I'm frying this, I always like to make sure I just break it up in the pan first. So while that's doing its thing, I'll move that back. I'll leave that for a little bit later. I just like to get it broken up first on the fry, and then I'll keep going back to it. So onion. Rather than chop the onion, I'm going to make life easier for myself. What I'm going to do is I could either grate it, because I want it to kind of disappear in the dish. No lumps of onion or carrot, because I want it to kind of just like melt in. I know they don't melt, but in all fairness, if you can save yourself the job chopping, and there's a different way to do it, and you get the result you want, then it's a win-win in my book. So let's get the onion peeled. Let's get that peeled. Sometimes this is just the hardest job, isn't it? Getting things prepped and peeled before you can chop them and do what you're doing. And I've got my carrots, so I'm going to just peel that as well while we're there. Which I'm sure most of you have seen a carrot being peeled before. Pretty much, I should have done it before I come on. I just like to do things kind of as it is, you know, on the video, because I think, well, you know, that's kind of live as I'm actually making it. And this is pretty much a real time dish. Just go back to that, give it a stir. Always be listening, because your pan's kind of telling you what's happening. So when it's frying quite hard in the oil, you can hear it sizzling, and then it goes a little bit quieter. That's when it releases some of the moisture out of the meat. If you get the butcher stuff, you'll find it's a lot less than the stuff you get in supermarkets, for example, which tends to contain a lot more water, and I think it's cheaper for them to have stuff with more water in it, charge you more because you're paying for water rather than meat, where butchers is generally always a better quality. So let me get my little chopping machine out. Now if you haven't got one of these, just use a grater, but I'm using this because I've got it, and I want some garlic, and I forgot to get the garlic, so I'll just scoop and get that. It'll be 2 seconds. The garlic had hidden itself in the fridge for me. I always use big packs of it. So I want a couple of cloves of garlic in there. Give that a little stir again. And once it has lost a lot of its moisture, which it has now, I'm going to add some other bits and pieces to it. So I'm actually going to add in some salt. So we want it seasoned right from the get-go. Let's get some salt in there. Let's get it seasoned. Get some pepper in there as well. That's all good. We season in layers. That's the way to do it. That sounds like a thing. That's the way. Oh, is that Punch and Judy? Yeah. Make myself sound a bit old now, aren't I? And while I'm there, I'm going to. I did have a pair of scissors. I'll have to get another pair. There we go. I'm going to just snip in a little bit of time. Now, I'm just snipping in the tips. If you're using one which is kind of bought out of a packet, you'll find that some of the thyme is a little bit, what's the word? A little bit woody, the stalks. I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do, speaking of woody. I'm going to put whole bits of rosemary in, just 2 sprigs. The leaves will probably come off, and then I'll take the stalks off. If not, I'll just fish these out, because it's only a small batch. It'll just be easier than me messing about doing that. So there we go. That's doing it. That's nearly done that. In the meantime, I'm going to get my garlic cloves in with the carrots. I'm going to get the top off my blender, and I'm just going to blitz that down into a fine little dice. Like I say, ideally, just do it in the grater if you've not got that. Just do grater will be fine. Now that's a fine little dice. I'm going to leave those in, stick my onions in, and that's going to get blitzed down as well. I'm going to stir that because I can hear it spitting a touch. It's frying now again. Brilliant. Just what we want. I'm going to turn that down while I just wait for this to do its thing, which it has. And in seconds, you've just got like a puree, which makes life a whole host easier. When that goes in there, that is going to start releasing some of its moisture. So the mince has done its thing there. I can, it's fried nicely. Let's get that in there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use a little tea towel just for the handle because I'm burning myself, as you do. That's it. I'm going to stir that in, and I'm just going to get that back up to temperature. Turn it down just a touch at the end there because I didn't want to over fry it to burn the mince or brown it too much. So there we go. Now, say seasoning layers. We've just put the vegetables in. Touch more seasoning in there. Just a 3-finger pinch. That's good. We are going to taste this, but kind of I'm adding what I know is, from experience, is an amount which is, not going to be too much. So at the end I can always taste, because there's still other things to go in. So there we go. That's starting to fry. And because we pureed it, and it's not diced or anything like that, it's going to soften really quickly, which is what we want. So there we go. That's looking good. Everything's looking fine. And all I'm waiting for now, and I'm just going to start getting rid of some stuff that doesn't need to be here. Apart from that, my favourite spoon. Get that one back. It's funny, isn't it? We've got like favourite little things. Get that in the dish. There we go. Let's get it tidy. We don't like mess. We like things to be tidy. We don't need this. We don't need that. We're all done chopping. There we are. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Salt I need, keep that, get rid of that. And like I say, it really is. Yeah, I'm back now. I'm telling you, disappeared. Yeah, it really is important just to keep things in order, because you soon completely go awry and everything goes pear-shaped. You're suddenly under a pile of stuff, and it doesn't take long to tip you over from being clean and tidy to being like, I can't find this because it's under a pile of other things. So there we go. I'm smelling the rawness of the onions actually gone, which is exactly what we want. And at which point I'm going to put in a tablespoon or so of tomato puree. This is a decent one. This is Muddy. I've gone on to using this brand. Not that I'm advertising brands. but it's just a better quality. I've found anyway. And I'm going to put about a good tablespoon in there. A good tablespoon. This is a double concentrate. You can actually buy them now. I didn't even realise, like sugar concentrates, which is interesting. I've never seen that before. And we want to cook the paste out for a little bit to and get rid of these. It's still nice though. Just put them over here to take the rawness from the paste. And don't forget, scrape down from the sides. It's quite important because you know all that flavour where stuff's dried onto the pan. We want it back. We want it back in there. We don't want it up the side of the pan. That's flavour you've worked for, and we're going to have it. We're not going to lose it. So that, I'll show you, is it's looking all okay. If I don't compare myself, that's looking. You know, all the paste's gone in there, quite dry because we need some liquid in. So that stage is complete. Our next stage, yeah, that's looking good. We're going to put some red wine in. I'm using a Shiraz. Not that I'd normally put Shiraz in. I'd put something like a Merlot, but I don't have any, and I don't drink. So whatever gets given and whatever we've got in tends to be what I use. But red wine, I'm going to put about 125 mils in. So is that like one glass? 125 mils in there. Get that in there. And what we now need to do is boil off the alcohol. Nothing worse than nothing worse at all than raw alcohol in food, unless it's particularly you know that's what you're looking for. There's certain sauces and that can be finished with like some raw alcohol, but that's part of what the dish is. In this instance, we need it to be gone because it'll give a harsh flavour and we don't want that. So, honestly, it's late for this thing, you know. Honestly, that's why I'm going bald on the top. Just keep on it there on there. I can see you laughing there. I know what you like. Hey, yeah. Yes, you. I know. So, yeah. In the, I make these sacrifices, you know, just in the interest of getting things right. Boom on there. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's just a faint smell still there, but it is still there, the alcohol. Believe it, you know, it really does, it's important that you get rid of that. There we go. So the final thing, now we're kind of there, yeah, it's okay. I'm going to put in the same amount of chicken stock. Now this is the homemade stuff that I made the other day. Let's just get rid of that, I don't need that now. So that, if I can not burn myself and show you, has pretty much instantly gone into what you would expect to see as a cottage pie filling. So I'm just going to give it a little touch more. I'm going to taste it for seasoning, and then I'm just going to finish off with one more ingredient. So let's get me my little spoon. Let's get a little taste there. Because that's pretty much done. Taste the rosemary. Taste the thyme. I need the ingredient in that I'm going to put in, which gives it some tang. Lea & Perrins, Worcester sauce, but it needs salt. So like I said, what we always can do is we can always add, but we can't take it out. So I'll give that one more budget pepper. I'm just gonna, it's drying out just as touch, so I'm just gonna add a splash more. I always like to with chicken stock, or with any stock. You could put beef stock in that, by the way. Is I like to keep a bit back, just to adjust. So that, scrape your sides down, just try with a spoon again. Again. I know, double dip. Come on, Tommy. an absolute, just a pinch more. Surprising how much it takes. Well, that's it. Now all I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the last ingredient, which is our Worcester sauce. And I want about a tablespoon of Worcester sauce in there, which I think is all I've got left in the bottle. So that's all I've got left. Well, that was handy, wasn't it? So we get rid of that. And what that does right at the end is it just gives it that little tang. There we go. Little taste. Do you know that one ingredient at the end there has transformed that from one thing, and now it tastes completely different. Not completely different, you know what I mean? It's just really lifted it another notch, just that little tang from there. So there we are, that's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that rest. I'm going to tidy my mess up, and let's have a little look. It's all bang on here. I have 3 minutes left on my jack potatoes, and make some mash from there. So we're all good. Everything's looking fine and dandy. We're gonna crack on, clean down, get the dishwasher filled, and then move on to our jackets. But up to now, we're all spot on, bang on schedule. So there we go. There's our cottage pie, filling done, and mashed potatoes squeeze on top, and then bake in the oven. Jobs are cooking. Few veggies with it. So we'll see you soon.